Today's animal totem message brought to you by the panda. First thing I notice is the black eyes. And yes, I know they normally have black eyes, but to me, I was just drawn to that eyes today because it's tired eyes. It's the eyes that overthinking, overworking, overworrying. And the next thing I thought about is the black and white, obviously. And normally I would say, oh, things aren't black and white, they're more gray. But even then, I don't feel that. I felt more of the yin yang, which is that balance of peace, of inner, outer, feminine, masculine, doing, resting, and self, others, and more. And in this instance, when I think about the panda, I was also thinking about Kung Fu Panda and his resilience and his patience and his strength and how he had to become, I wanted to say like he became someone else. I know like people are like, it's the journey to yourself, and then you kind of are becoming like a different version of yourself, and thus you are who you were. But yet people always say it's the journey to yourself. And I feel like a little strange saying that because I think lately all of us are a little bit in limbo. Like we aren't 100% sure. Like we're doubting a little bit of who we are, what our path is, what's our next step, and what's our purpose even, you know? And even with him, like who is he? Is he just a panda or is he something more? And that whole concept. And on the way he met people and he met people, oh my goodness, he met all his current friends, all his current fellow heroes, so to speak, and different trainings with them, different lessons with them. Likewise in our life, we have to think about not just what we learn by book, not what we learn by doing at work or elsewhere, not just what we learn through our environment and our life and what we're forced to endure, but also mentally. What are we learning mentally and emotionally? How has that shaped how we've thought of ourselves, of others? How can we choose to look at ourselves and at others differently? Because it's so quick to have that instant judgment. And by judgment, I mean that your brain scans, analyze, and boom, this person is this, I am this, will it work? And it's a little bit of self-protection because you need that pattern recognition. You need to have that next plan. You need to know what's next. You need to know how to react. And that's why we're doing that. And I've noticed recently it's been this kind of, it's not even a real lull. I don't really know how to explain this period because there's been time where it's ultra frustrating in terms of like, what's the next step? I need to find a plan. I need to figure out the plan. I need, you know, that hecticness. And we are being guided to, it's not even the word slow down, you know, it's just sort of to sit in this and wait. Like something's coming and allow the little bits to come. It's not going to be like boom instant. It's going to be little bits here and there. Someone says something, someone offers something, you come across something, you know. It's bit by bit as you're out there, as you're, you know, and that's what I've been getting. And so it's been really interesting. It's been different from my previous one of just pure darkness. Like this isn't, it's a mix of the light and the darkness, and I don't even know how to explain that, and I hope it makes sense to some of you guys. And then with that, maybe it's also part of it is something that you know in your heart and you've thought of before, maybe as a kid or somewhere along the line, and now it's your chance to kind of redo it in a fresh way. Maybe that's why I'm thinking about also like how we need to switch our mind and our emotion regarding how we immediately judge others and ourselves, immediately how we try to put the puzzles so fast together, you know, like it's okay not to have this puzzle form a picture you think it has to. And the other thing that came to mind as I'm seeing all this is in Kung Fu Panda, he's eating dumplings and other stuff and he's gobbling it fast. In a zoo, you think of like pandas eating the bamboo. And there's definitely been this huge message of like, take care of yourself first before you take care of the next project, whatever that project is, you know, whether it's a work project, it's, you know, even someone else, or it's whatever it is. And it's a balance of obviously diet and being out there walking, moving, not just sitting all day. Like sometimes you see in the zoo, it's like, oh, the panda just sits there all day. And why is a panda so big if it's vegetarian? And that's the other thing. Like sometimes people think like, okay, if I go on a strict like a salad diet and I restrict my calories to 1,000 to 1,500 or whatever it is, and then I will lose the weight. And you will, but then do you bounce back to that? And does it go worse? So this is, it's funny, it doesn't feel slow either. That's what's interesting. You know, it's like, I don't even want to be like, go slow and steady, because it's not that. And it's not like, go full steam ahead either. This is definitely like, get your game plan on and go for it. It's kind of like, you're no longer aiming small. Like this is kind of like, what is it? Like those playoffs, you know, I don't know. I was thinking about football right now and I can't, I was thinking of Super Bowl or something like that. Which is funny because also Super Bowl, Super Veggie Bowl, but it doesn't have to be a Super Veggie Bowl. It can be a rice bowl. It can be other types of stuff where you're getting a good variety of everything. Getting a lot of like small steps, like things will come bit by bit, you know, whether it's someone coming to you with a message or offering you something, or it's something you do and bit by bit you get there, one step here, one step there. So it's not slow, it's not fast, it's Goldilocks, it's just right. And it's not quite like you have to plan first and then act. It's this really good balance of like, you have a thought, you kind of test it, and then you kind of do it again, but there's no frustration with it. It's very easy feeling, very keel tone, like very even. And you know, it's not like step forward, step back, or one step forward, two step back, or two step forward, one step back. It's just very even keel, which I don't even know how to explain that because it doesn't make sense in my head. So I really hope it makes sense for you guys. And I think maybe later down the line it will make sense. I still feel like a lot of us might be in this zone, which I don't even want to call it a gray zone. I almost feel like it's a rainbow zone, meaning we've thought about things, we've seen what we want. We kind of know more now about what we're more clear, like what we're more capable of and what we're more wanting. Like it's reminding me again of sort of like the staircase where you're up one level, but then you're like kind of going in a circle, you know, where it's not a straight staircase, it's a winding one. And so you're leveling up, but you're kind of doing something still similar, like you're not totally off, like doing something different. Like you're not like in a totally different building, totally different town. You could be, but I'm just saying in terms of progress, that's the feeling I get. And it could be your several levels up. It could be your 10 levels up, you know? And it could be that the reason it's that, again, because like I said, it's not this slow or fast feeling. It's sort of the mental realization. So this might be more of a mental up level more than a physical up level. I don't even know, why am I saying that? It's very strange. I think for those who are going through, like I know September to December, sort of that lock-in mode with, you know, lock in your body, like lose 30 pounds or 60 pounds or whatever it is, or lock in your financial. And that's great. And again, it's like you'll get there. And it's not like it's going to take you several years, but it's also not like, hey, instant 3 months, boom, done, over. It's a different, like, yeah, if I get X by 3 months, but I'm going to keep going. Like this time I learned my lesson. I'm not going to go backwards. I'm not going to derail. I'm not going to self-sabotage. Like, we're going all in. And maybe that's going to add on to the New Year resolution, and then maybe Valentine's, maybe birthday, maybe whatever. And it just keeps going. You know, the momentum is there for the long term. And it's coming from the mental. It's coming from you realizing like there's a boost. That's the word. There's like a boost. There's a boost in mental clarity. There's a boost in confidence. There's a boost in serotonin. There's a boost in all these. So it feels like a 10 times up level. And it also can be a 10 time up level based on who you were. Like before, you were doing all these things and you didn't even realize you were like at this higher level. You didn't give yourself that pause and that credit. But now you have that pause, and instead of it being a hermit pause, it's very ultra reflective. It's very, like I said, I don't want to say it's very black and white. I feel like it's very rainbow. It's very expansive. I feel like you see the world in a more expansive way than you've ever seen. It feels like you know there's so much more out there, but there's also so much more about yourself. And also all the people, all the lessons, all the environment, all the skills, all the everything. Like everything actually makes sense now. You know, there's times when you're going through something and you're like, why am I doing this? Or why am I not getting this? Or, you know, and then there's times where it takes you longer to look back and get it. And I feel like that's past. I feel like a lot of us are gonna things are gonna click faster. It's kind of like the puzzle clicking faster, except what's different this time is the puzzle piece isn't what's on the box, if that makes sense. And it might not, because you're gonna see something else. Like what used to form, like normally in the past, you would follow that old pattern and then you get that same old picture. But now it's a different picture. You're not afraid to see the different picture. You kind of a little bit expect a different picture, and you kind of want a little bit of a different picture, you know? And again, like nothing so drastic. That's what I'm saying, like feelings even kill. Like it's nothing crazy. It's expected and not. It's like subconsciously you're ready and you know this, but your human body is still processing a little bit. You know, it's processed a lot in the past couple of weeks or months, but what's coming up ahead, you're gonna like, your brain is just gonna put it together, you know, kind of like that moment where Kung Fu Panda becomes that hero and all his training clicks, like it clicks in. And I'm just suddenly seeing like clicking into the bike pedal and just having that nice even pace and that effort be a lot more minimal, because when you don't clip into your bike pedal, you're constantly just pushing. But with the clip in, you get also the pull. So it's like two factors, it's twofold. Push and pull, which then makes it sort of this nicer, even, smoother wheel circle spinning. And I thought this was going to be a short one, but it's like there's these different ideas that want to present to come up with like different ways for different people to understand. But there will be more message, so stay tuned. We'll see how this plays out, how each different animal totem comes, and how so far they've been kind of connecting to each other. It's like a handoff. That's what's cool. This is kind of like Olympic relay, and you've been training for it, but you don't know the so-called result. You don't know what's the win, and you don't know what, like, you kind of do, you know what I mean? But like, what I mean is like, um, and I'm not talking about like first place, second place, third place, that kind of thing, or not even whatever. It just feels like you don't know how important all this impacts you until later. But you also realize like this is gonna make an important impact, you know? And when it happens, and you know, maybe a few months, maybe a year at most, but I don't even feel like it's a year. You keep like flashing back and putting these pieces together, and it becomes another puzzle that's put together, another image, a very clear image, a very stable, strong, loving image, you know, where you start to see so fast how the people around you, the things like the things you do, the things you think, the impact of changing your life, your trajectory. And that's the message of the Panda. I thought it was more about, I thought it was going to be about balance again, but it's not even that. It's, gosh, I keep, you know, I kept saying this, putting the puzzle together, but seeing a different picture seems to be the message today. Like, expect to see a different picture than you imagine. Ooh, that's so cool. That's so interesting. I feel a little pumped, and I feel like a little excited because I've kind of been feeling out of it. I've been feeling like, it's funny, it's not like it's stagnant because there's been a lot going on too, and I feel like people feel that frazzledness of like too much going on and kind of wanting rest, but then not getting the mental rest because of the brain. But I don't know. I feel like people this month are going to get out of it a little bit. Like there's so much, and yes, it's probably the two eclipses, but I just feel like this electricity in the air, this the static, not static. Oh, what's the word? Like, I was thinking about static in terms of like when someone rubs the balloon on your hair and then you get that static electricity. I don't know, like where your hair stands up. That's like another example of like what's coming up, where you're just getting, gosh, it doesn't even feel like epiphanies. It's sort of like your soul had this and it's coming to bits, and as it comes in, you're like, I recognize that, I recognize that, I recognize that too. It's like you're all the things coming in, you're like, whoa, 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 wait, this feels right, it feels known, it feels like it's been like a while of wanting this, but now's the right time, and let's do this right, and let's do this right by me, like right by how I feel, my energy level, and really enjoying the process this time around, and really kind of going like, no to this, no to that, yes to this, and whatever that is. So I'm just like, that's what I'm feeling. And it's a little, okay, I'm a little frustrated, but not by the lack of clarity, because I almost feel like not knowing is going to be nice, because it's going to be a sweet surprise. Like, allow for the sweet surprise, allow for, you know, I don't know, I think that's what it is. I think I sort of feel excited by like, what if every day there's going to be a little surprise? I have no idea what it is in the end. Like, kind of like if your loved one every day, like they leave you a note or something, or they pack you a lunch and leave you a note, and you don't know what the note is, or you don't know what the lunch is, but you're looking forward to it. Or, you know, you get like a new flower, like picked from the garden or something, or, gosh, I don't know. There's so many versions of this. I don't feel overwhelmed. I do feel like there's so many thoughts and things I'm seeing that's swirling, and it's not all mine. I know it's not all mine. I know it's you guys's too, and I'm not meant to know that. It's meant for you guys. And maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe that's why there's a little of like darkness and light, so to speak, because everyone's getting their own little surprise. And hey, I'm not gonna ruin it for you guys. I'm not gonna ruin it for myself, you know. And I think this is nice to have something to look forward to kind of expect the unexpected, to know something's coming and this is gonna be cool, and you don't know what it is. It can be a tool, it can be an idea, it can be a friend, it can be a message, it can be flowers, it can be food, it can be good news, it can be whatever it is. And that finally, now I can end the message. Now it feels complete. Very interesting. All right, I'll be back with another message. I'm gonna try daily, and I gotta work on this. I gotta work on this, you guys. That's my aim.